Good morning, Gunners. Welcome back to the Arsenal podcast and welcome to Arsenal Ale Paper Talk, the show that brings you whatever has been written in the morning about Arsenal. Dani Ceballos is coming back. Mesut Özil is to Al Nassr. Will he go? A permanent deal for Henrik Mkhitaryan. Do we still need him? Diawara latest, and of course our latest. That's what we are going to be discussing this morning. Subscribe to the channel, like the videos. If there is anything I'm doing and you're not liking it, use the comment box. If there is anything I'm doing and you're liking it so much, you like the work, use the comment box as well. I'll be getting the feedback. Let us get this party started. Now I'll start with the Dani Ceballos, written by The Guardian. Now I told you these are the papers you have to read to confirm that the transfer is true. The Guardian is one. The Athletic, if the piece is written by Charles Watts, that is another. Goal.com, actually Goal.com is Charles Watts. Charles Watts writes for Goal.com, and then the Athletic, it is David Ornstein, and then the Guardian, it must be Fabrizio Romano. Those are the articles that give us the true pieces of news. Of course, Sky Italy is also another credible one. Sky Sports News is also another credible one, but it delays. Its stories really delay. Anyway, piece from The Guardian. The man himself, Dani Ceballos, has agreed to come back to Arsenal. Yesterday I did that breaking story and it did so well. Right now I want us to digest what The Guardian have written. According to Fabrizio Romano, he took it on his Twitter, but right now, since we're looking at Ale Arsenal Paper Talk, we are looking at what he wrote in The Guardian. He said the man Dani Ceballos has agreed to rejoin Arsenal on a loan deal for another long season. Congratulations, Arsenal. And he said medicals, paperwork and advance talks, everything is going to be completed in this week. I repeat, he said medicals and the paperwork are all going to be completed in this week. Dani Ceballos is going to be an Arsenal player within 48 hours, and that's when he's going to do his medical, fly to to London, do everything. We are in advanced talks, and he confirmed, Fabrizio Romano, the man himself, the Messi of transfer news, said that Dani Ceballos is going to complete a move to Arsenal this week. Real Madrid are selling two players to the Premier League. One is James Rodriguez to Everton, and the other is Dani Ceballos. Would you want him back? That's the biggest question, Gunners, because I want your opinion. This is the Arsenal podcast where you guys give me everything you think about the club. Would you take Dani Ceballos back? And if you sign Dani Ceballos, would you want Arsenal to sign next? So probably Arsenal might announce three new contracts this season. The first would be Dani Ceballos, Gabriel Magalhaes and Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. So we are still waiting for those announcements. Big news on the table. The man himself, Dani Ceballos, is coming back. News had it that he wanted to go to Real Betis, but I looked around for the reasons as to why he might snub us for Real Betis, and there weren't any reasons. Betis not in Europe. They're not playing the Europa League. They're not playing in the Champions League. If he wants game time at Arsenal, he knows that under Mikel Arteta, he's one of the favored players. He's going to get his gaming time every time he wants to appear on the pitch. Every time he wants to step on the pitch, he is going to be available and he's going to get the chances. So I never thought about him not getting playing time. So I thought that was another reason. That was not a reason enough to snub us. I didn't see any reason for Dani Ceballos to refuse to come back to Arsenal, and here we go. The man himself who never goes to bed, the Messi of transfer news, the Messi of football journalism, the man himself, Fabrizio Romano, has confirmed that yes, Dani Ceballos is going to be come back. He has written the piece through The Guardian, and of course we'll be discussing Dani Ceballos more and more as the move gets bigger and bigger. The other story Özil is linked to Al Nassr. Finally, he's linked to another club. You guys were telling me this story yesterday, and I was like, what are you talking about? I'm not getting the point. But finally, here we go. I landed on the story. Özil linked to Al Nassr. They are willing to pay his wages. I just pray that he can leave the club. They're willing to pay his wages and take him to UAE. Do you think he will go? Most of the Arsenal fans have already said he should leave. He should leave. We don't want him. I think he's no longer that useful. Let him go. Let us bring in someone who can play as a playmaker. Maybe Benrahma. Maybe, of course, I don't like Benrahma, but if he's an option, I wouldn't care. I would care less. But I would go for Aouar, something like that, or Coutinho. Anyway, Özil could be on his way out of Arsenal. Al Nassr from UAE are saying we want to take him. Still coming in the Arsenal paper talk, Henrik Mkhitaryan confirmed permanent deal. Henrik Mkhitaryan is confirmed. He is going to be moving on to Roma on a permanent deal, not a loan deal. So everybody who hasn't said goodbye yet to Henrik Mkhitaryan, I think it's high time you say goodbye. Of course, he's one of those players we thought that were going to really go and do the magic. He had a very wonderful season at Dortmund before joining Manchester United. I think he had involved himself in 50 goals, 25 scored and 25 assists. He had very, very decent double figures in that season. He joins Manchester United. He doesn't really perform up to the task until when he's involved in a swap deal that took Alexis Sanchez to Manchester United and brought him to the Emirates Stadium. And Arsene Wenger, we thought he could actually become that player who could actually be reborn, because Arsene Wenger really liked the player. He wanted to sign him at Dortmund, but he failed. Manchester United got the better of us. They signed him up. Still, we didn't get him. He joins us in a swap deal that took Alexis Sanchez the other side to Manchester United, and he doesn't really prove. So finally, he's going to settle at Roma. Now, Philippe Coutinho, this is another story I'm going to do on its own, and I don't want you guys to get excited. That's why I'm breaking it now. I'll add on it later when I get more information. Philippe Coutinho misses training amid Arsenal transfer links. That is, it's written by Football.London. You can go and check it out. Written by Football.London. Now, the truth is, Philippe Coutinho missed training. But I don't think it was courtesy of Arsenal. That's the truth. But for them, when they write it vaguely. You cannot understand. But I'm going to continue looking for that story, the truth about it, and I'll come here and we discuss it. But of course, if you missed it for reasons of our transfer, who wouldn't want Coutinho? Who wouldn't want Coutinho? Very, very experienced playmaker, talented Brazilian. Everybody would want us to sign Coutinho, and who am I to say no? It is confirmed that Arsenal are going for Amadou Diawara through his agent. That has been said, and he came out and confirmed again that Arsenal is weighing options for going for Amadou Diawara. That means we might actually not go for Partey, because today I was looking for news around Thomas Partey and it was nowhere to be seen. So let us wait and see whether we might get the better of Diawara. And finally, Lyon have accepted, and they have said we have received a bid. We have received a bid of 55 million euros from Arsenal for Aouar. They haven't said it is okay. They haven't said it is enough. They haven't said that it isn't enough. They said we have received the bid. So let us wait and see whether they are going to receive it in good hands and accept it, or they are going to reject it and turn it down. But anyway, that is the Arsenal paper talk this morning. Dani Ceballos, according to The Guardian, has agreed to rejoin Arsenal on another season-long loan. Maybe it might have, it might have an option of buying him, because that's what Real Madrid was saying. They were saying if you take him, you have to buy him. Probably we might actually agree to buy him. Özil might go to Al Nassr, and that means Arsenal are going to survive the 350k wages that he's getting, and we can use it to some useful useful, something more useful. Henrik Mkhitaryan is staying with Roma on a permanent deal. Diawara confirmed by agent. Arsenal is the only party we are waiting for so that the deal can get done, and Lyon finally accept. They have got a bid 55 million euros for Aouar from Arsenal, and Philippe Coutinho finally misses training amid Arsenal links. Why not? Let me sign out. I'm coming back in 3 hours when I discuss Dani Ceballos. First, I'll discuss Philippe Coutinho also, and I think I'll discuss more of Dani Ceballos today. Discuss Philippe Coutinho. I'll talk about Özil and Mkhitaryan. I think that is, that's how the day will run, unless we get a breaking story. Of course, don't forget Side Ben Rama. I'm still talking about and tracking that story. So we are doing a lot of things on the Arsenal podcast. Always subscribe if you want the latest information. Always subscribe if you don't want to miss news about Coutinho, Ben Rama today. If you don't want to miss Ceballos updates, subscribe right now, because that's what we are doing today. Almost six stories coming up. Why not subscribe to such a channel? 6 news stories coming up today, lined up minus this one. Let me come back. Have a blessed morning.